Well, this is the first time I've ever been live on YouTube, so I don't know if anybody will join me or not. I've only got like 100 followers, so maybe not. Well, anyway, I'm Stephen Webb. I'm the author of How to Create Your Inner Peace, 5 simple practices to overcome stress, anxiety, and create your everlasting happiness and freedom. Sounds so good, doesn't it, when I say it like that? I'm also the creator of yourinnerpeaceacademy.com, all the tools you need to have a more chilled out, free life, a kind of inner peace that no one can take away from you. For those that are new to me, most significant thing is I'm paralyzed from here down. I broke my neck in 1991, but I'm not here to talk about it. You can head over to my website and see my story about that, stephenwebb.com. And there's a link below this video to download my 2018 book, How to Create Your Inner Peace. But I'm here, really. Also, if you're watching the replay or joining in later, just ask questions or just comment. It'd be nice to hear from you. And if anybody does join in, let me know you can hear me and everything's fine. But let's talk about, should you be happy with what you have? Because that's what I'm going to answer in this video. Should you just settle for everything you've already got? Should you be grateful and suck it up? Compared to me, should you be grateful that you could walk and do all these other things and not want more in life? Or should you just keep climbing, keep wanting more success, getting more possessions, getting more things, achieving more education, better job, more money? So that's what I'm going to answer in the next 15, 20 minutes. So let's answer the first question first. Let's dive a little deeper. First of all, why do we want more? Well, the first half of our lives, especially when we're children as we grow up, we do desire things. And good, because if we didn't desire things, we'd have no motivation. We'd have no reason to live. We'd have no reason to achieve anything beyond just, perhaps talking and walking and partying a little bit, but that's it. We even need the desires for that, which is the interesting thing. And if we didn't have these desires, if we did not have these natural desires built into us, we'd still be living in caves. So if you consider that for a moment, so it's a good thing we have these desires. And the first half of life is all about achievement. It's all about possessions, success, and all about career and family and the big house and the big car and the thing. And that's okay. That's okay. And we think all those things are going to make us happy. The more we get, the more we go for it. We just want that pay rise, or we want to win the lottery, or we want to just have that new book or the new car, anything to just make us happy. So that's good. Otherwise, we go to school, we're going to do all those other things. We're going to not have any desires in life. We're not even going to grow or do anything in life. So we shouldn't knock that. We shouldn't get rid of them entirely. I'll go on to that in a moment. And then we suddenly flip a switch. We get to about 35, 40. Rumi did it at 35. Apparently the Buddha did it in his late 30s. St. Francis, he done it in his mid-30s. Jesus done it in his mid-30s. And they all they flip this switch from trying to educate themselves, trying to be successful, trying to have a good career, trying to do things really, really, really well. And suddenly they're like, oh, wait a minute, this isn't making me happy. This isn't fulfilling me. It's not fulfilling my purpose. What's the reason here? So we start revisiting those questions we do as children, and those questions and things like, what's my purpose? Why am I here? Why am I alive? What am I going to give in life? What's my legacy going to be? So we start revisiting those questions because we often forget them when we have children, school runs, and all the other things. So then, I'm just going to look at my notes because I forgot. I do this all the time. I'm a meditation and mindfulness coach, and that's what I do. And because of that, I try to stay present as much as I can. And the problem is with staying present, sometimes we completely forget where we're to. And the mind just goes completely blank at the most inappropriate times. We want it to do it during meditation, not blank so much, but we want to think less during meditation. And it always happens when you're doing something like this, when you're on stage or when I'm talking to a load of people. Anyway, right, back to it. We flip that switch, and then we suddenly see what's more important: a life purpose, connecting, compassion, and caring, and understanding, and leaving that legacy. And what's really, really important for us, family, and what can we build in not so much in a tangible sense, but in a moral sense, in a ethical sense, in a way that how can we leave the planet better? How can we nudge it in the right direction? So that's what we do. So really, it's going from security and safety and career and success to letting go and learning and emotional wisdom and loving, opening our hearts and understanding. So that's the growing up. We need to have the first half, and then we flip the switch to the second half. So that understands why we have these desires. Without understanding them, we try to get rid of these desires, and that doesn't work either. That doesn't work either. So should we settle? Well, the Buddhists call this like the middle way, balance. And I don't want to take it down a religious route, and we could argue about Buddhism and religion and all that, and Christianity and all that. But it is about balance in life. How can you help other people unless you have the desires to help yourself, motivate yourself, have some kind of practice yourself that keeps you healthy, keeps you fed? And nowadays, whether we like it or not, money is part of that life. You know, if you were to ask a lot of people on the streets, what will a load of money make you happy? And they'll turn around and say, well, no, it probably won't. But then when you ask them, if you sit down and meditate for a couple of minutes and just really visualize your life now, and really visualize your life if you had millions and millions and millions of pounds, so much money that you couldn't spend it all. And I want you to imagine what it would be like to do anything you wanted with it. And most of them go down, they go, well, I'd help people in a third world country. I would feed starving people. I would open up orphanages. They would do something really, really charitable. And then you ask the question, so how do you feel? And they go, I feel really amazing. So I say, well, would all the money in the world make you happy? And they go, well, yeah, it would. But the money didn't make me happy. What I could do with the money makes me happy. And there's the point. So we kind of need to join this Western commercialization, whether we like it or not. We don't have to jump into the exploitation of it, but we do have to take part in it to some degree, because that's the way we help other people. But it's about a middle way. It's about a balance. It's about not getting attached to what you want. You know, so you set a goal that you're going to climb a mountain. Well, have a goal. Be quite rigid on the fact that you're going to achieve the goal, but don't be rigid on which mountain. You know, be rigid from the view from the top, but be flexible in which mountain you're going to climb. And I'm using that as a metaphor, obviously, but so many times in spiritualism, they say about getting rid of attachments, getting rid of everything, getting rid of all your, it's just not simply feasible. You end up, what are you going to do? Sit in a field on a bench with nothing, no food, no desires to even eat? Well, that ain't going to help you or nobody. You know, you might have a noble life and you probably won't last long like that, but it doesn't actually help. So you've got to have desires. You've got to have these wants. You've got to embrace them, but don't get so regimented and so attached to them. that the only way you'll be happy is if you achieve them. And that's the difference between when we're younger and the first part of life, before the flipping of the switch, before the shift, Wayne Dyer says. We so think all these things will make us happy: the money, the car, the house, the family, the career. All those things will make us happy. And then we realize they won't. But the idea is not to get rid of them all. It's not to have no more goals and dreams, but it's to appreciate what we've already got. So in answer to the question, should we settle for what we got? No, I don't think we should settle. I meditate every morning. I'm really enjoying my spiritual journey, whether it's there or here or within, whatever it is for each person. But should we settle with what we have? No. I think we should be grateful for what we got. We should wake up in the morning and have a gratitude practice. I'm grateful that I can see. I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful for my wheelchair that I use. I'm grateful for the people that help me around me. The people on this YouTube video right now watching it, I'm really grateful to that. Hi, Ajad. I'll answer that question in just a minute. How do you stay so balanced? No, I'll answer it now, actually. How do I stay so balanced? The thing is, we get pulled around by life all the time. Whether a car cuts us up, we get drawn into it and we get angry by it, or someone upsets us and we get angry by that, or we get really pulled towards that. The point is to realize that you can't do anything about the current situation. So whatever's arising in this moment, there's nothing you can do. So you do not get so angry, you do not get agitated, you do not get annoyed by it. But on the other hand, you also realize that you can respond and have control over it after. So therefore, that gives you the healthy control. The unhealthy control is something arises, we have a feeling, someone triggers us, really annoys us, and we lash out, we get angry, we scream and shout. The other way is we still get angry, it arises inside of us, but we realize where our anger comes from. And we recognize it, and we realize that becoming violent with it, like shouting or screaming, or being passive aggressive, walking away and disconnecting, just not going to help the situation in any way. So there's always about balance in the middle run, and it's about trying to stay present as much as possible. We can focus so much on the future, what might happen. That's when we get anxious. Or we focus on somewhere we wanted to be in the past. That's when we get depressed. You're only ever here in the present. Hey, flip-flops. Does that answer your question, Jard? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll elaborate on it a bit. This is my first YouTube live. I normally go live on Facebook Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday every week. I just thought I'd come and do some weekly ones on YouTube as well for my subscribers here. So yeah, we should have a gratitude practice, and we should be grateful for what we got. And when we're happy with what we've got, we'll then be happy with everything we get. I know people that have. There was a person on telly. This is the perfect example, actually. There was a person on telly, and they were doing a documentary about her life. And she was fairly wealthy, I think. She had a really nice big bungalow in the middle of nowhere. But she wanted to keep horses. And she was saying, I just cannot wait till I got the stables and got the horses and all that. And she was quite a moaning person. She wasn't really that happy, but she thought she'd be happy once she got the stables, once she got the horses. Her life would be sorted then. That's the word she used. Well, they went back on these normal programs. They went back about 12 months later. It might have been a few years later. And They said to her, "How are you feeling?" All right. He goes, "Well, I've had the stables about a couple of years and all that." And she wasn't happy with them. She was happy for a little bit. And that's the point. If we've got a gratitude practice, we still would like more. We still have desires, but we don't wait for those desires to manifest to be happy, to feel good now. Jard said, "How is this stream not have many views?" I've only got about 200 subscribers. Probably. Hey, it's intimate. It's intimate. Jard says, absolutely. Basically, it's about mindfulness and realizing how you're reacting and living in the current moment. Yeah. See, the thing is, we want to complicate everything. And when we complicate everything, it becomes difficult. And then when a simple solution comes along, like just take a deep breath. It's like, it cannot be that easy, surely. But if you watch anybody that, in the movies, when they're having the big fight in the bar and you've got that guy drinking the whiskey at the end of the bar and the whole fight's going on and there's only a couple of people left standing. And that guy at the end of the bar just swigs his last bit of whiskey and walks out. But if you watch, he's just sitting there taking a breath. But everything's going on inside of him. He's angry, he's emotion, he's got all these things arising, but he's like, it's okay. I don't have to get involved. It's not my circus. So yeah, that's what makes the big difference. What makes a big difference is even the most spiritual, grounded people get mad, get angry. Good. It's not about getting rid of feelings and emotions. It's not about becoming a zombie. It's about what we do with them, which makes all the difference. So don't get so attached that you need something to be happy. And this also goes on the spiritual journey as well. Very often on the spiritual journey, we get attached to better meditations, deepening our spiritual journey, less attachments. We get attached to having no attachments. And I see it all the time and I recognize it in me. And it's really important to be grateful for where you're right here too. And not try to get to the end of the spiritual journey. I need to get there. There's nowhere to get to. It's right here, right now. In Buddhism, they call it the gateless gate. We're chasing that gate of happiness or spiritual enlightenment or joy or all the other things it's called. And then we go through the gate and we turn around and there's no gate there. We were there all the time. We just got out of the rat race. Do I have a Facebook page or something? Yeah, I do. I'll put a link underneath. Your Inner Peace Guide. That's what I do. So what else? I'm just going to do my last couple of notes. But yeah, have the spiritual journey. Do your meditation. Do the mindfulness. Have gratitude for what you've got now. But it doesn't mean you have to settle. If humans settled, and I'm glad they didn't, we'd still be sitting in caves now. It's human desires that gives me the ability to sit here and go live with you guys. So yeah. And for the replay viewers, yeah, subscribe to my channel. Download How to Create Your Inner Peace. There's a link below this video. And I'm Stephen Webb, the Inner Peace Guide. And thank you, Flip Flops and Jard, for joining me. It's been a nice little intimate live. First time on YouTube. And I think I might do this more often. Loving this already. By the way, this is my first video. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Great to see you. And thanks for the comments. Makes a difference. I don't feel like I've sat here and spoke to myself for 10 minutes by myself. But yeah, deep bow. Thank you very much. Take care, guys. And yeah, namaste.